Welcome back to Long Box Diving, where we explore comics and story arcs pulled from the long box. Now, I was given the opportunity to review a new comic called Cat and Mouse #1 from Silverline. And I want to be clear, I wasn't paid for this review, so everything here will be my honest opinion, how I felt about the comic, and what I liked, what I didn't like. And I know the creators have another Kickstarter called Cat and Mouse #2 that just launched, and if you would like to see that, I'll go ahead and put a link down in this description. So, here in the long box, we like comics. And it doesn't matter if it's Marvel, DC, Image, Dark Horse, Valiant, I don't care, etc. And I like indie comics. And if the comic is good, we like it. And if the comic is terrible, we call it terrible. See my last review of the Extreme X-Men episode 2. The link will also be in the description. So we have supported here on the Long Box, we have supported indie comics, and we'll continue to do so, as well as the huge pull list that we have from our LCS. I have 4 people to support for comics. All right, the creative team on the comic is Roland Mann, he's the writer, Alex Gallimore is the penciler, Barb Kalberg, the inker, and Kevin Gallagly. I think that's how I pronounce it. I probably ruined that, butchered it, but he's the colorist. And in this comics, they are taking on a heavy topic of human trafficking. And I was actually kind of surprised to see that. It's not a topic that I normally see in a comic, but it's an important topic. And I was interested to see how they would actually handle this and still keep the comic fun. Because I like fun comics. We should enjoy reading them. So we start off with this first great page, and it's very dynamic. And I can see right away the art is really good. And the colors are a little darker, but I think that fits the tone of what's going on in this comic. You can look at the character in the front, Brett Huffman's leg. You look at that. You can see the movement drawn into it. Now, this is like old school Marvel stuff, and I like it. Now, the first couple pages is a fight. It's great. Start a comic out with a fight, and a couple things become really clear. Brett isn't the best fighter. He's spunky. He's got heart, but this ninja girl is kicking his butt. And through the fight, we're getting some of Brett's backstory in the little bubbles in that page, in these pages, and why he's even here at this house, etc. And I like this as well. I like when the art tells the story. Again, I've said it before, it is a visual medium. And I like it when the art tells the story, and then we kind of fill in the gaps with a little bit of that text to what's going on. That's good. Well done. The detail in the art is also really, really good. Now, look at her claw weapon. Look at this design. That scorpion, that's nice. And all the fighting body movements actually make sense. I like it when you can actually look at it and go, okay, my brain says that actually is the way it looks like it's the way it should be, and not something funky. And so that's good. Though I get the sense they're fighting in a giant puddle, but I'm not sure that actually makes sense. I'm not sure they're actually fighting in a giant puddle, but it looks like they are. But the fight breaks up with the sound of sirens headed this way, and we travel exactly one day into the past. Now, here I had a little issue. This makes things feel a little rushed, and we will see a couple of reasons why as we go through the review. Now, Brett is trying to find his ex-girlfriend's sister again, and apparently she keeps running away from home, and in this scene, they're going into the morgue to check the body of an unknown girl. There are many girls that end up, in morgues like this all the time. And so luckily it's not Bobby. And Brett's really relieved. And so he goes out with his cop buddy. Apparently he is buddies with the cop. They're both from Mississippi. And now the buddy is living in New Orleans. So they go out to hang flyers on poles and etc. And it was kind of weird. So they have this weird dude that was sitting there. And he looks like he has a broken katana. I mean, it's got the little curves and he looks like he's buttering his hot dog with mustard and just talking weird. So I'm assuming he's there for ambiance, but I've never been to New Orleans. But to me, it's just like the average weird homeless dude in any major city. Cool. It kind of gives that little ambiance there that, hey, they're in a major city. It's a big city. So after a morning of hanging flyers, they end up back at the station. And Brett has a flashback to the last time he found Bobby after she ran away the first time. And here we see this mysterious woman from the front page. And we see there's only so much that cops are going to do to help a runaway. So, Brett's thinking back, hey, I remember this woman. Maybe it has something to do with her. She told Bobby to look her up if she ever ran away again. And I was like, well, and the buddy's like, well, I can't. I've got to get back to work. So, that, true. I bet that stuff kind of happens. So Brett goes back to handing out flyers this time, and he's going to different, dojos and gyms and karate clubs, and ask if they've seen Bobby, but he's having no luck. Now we go and we see Bobby's actually training with this mysterious woman from the first page in the flashback, and she's being trained to be something called a widow. I don't know what that is yet, but it seems kind of ninja-ish with scorpion stuff built in. Now, we see the symbolism again. If you actually look at the mysterious woman's hair, it's actually done like a scorpion's tail, and the detail here is really cool. See, now we see this mysterious woman learns that Brett is actually asking around for where Bobby is, and she's not too happy about it. And we get a nice close-up on the woman's eye. It's got like a fan of blades. It's very cool looking. And so again, Brett is at yet another dojo, and yet another nobody's seen the girl. They don't know where she is, but there is some mysterious woman out there. Our mysterious woman, I'm assuming her name is Miss Johnson, and she takes in a lot of these female runaways, and so maybe she has something about Bobby. So Brett is back at the police headquarters and is complaining that he has been everywhere throughout the city, and he's gone every place he knows to go. It's New Orleans. I've never been there, honestly. I haven't been there, but I'm assuming it's like most major cities, and it would take you more than a day to search everywhere in that city. So this is where that pacing comes in. If within transitions we actually added a longer time frame between that panel and the next transition, I think that would have helped a lot in my own brain to say, okay, yeah, he's been looking for a long time. It doesn't hurt the story, honestly, and it doesn't really put me out of the story. I still get it, but yeah, I would have liked a longer time frame. It would have made more sense to me. I know, but the transitions are really done well because it tells me exactly where they are and where they've gone. So that is done really well, and I like that. So Brett is off, and he's warned off by his cop buddy to don't look for Miss Johnson. Bad news, don't do it. And so they go back to the cop buddy's house, and Brett is attacked by a ninja woman, some random ninja woman that I think we saw her eyes in a previous panel from one of the karate dojos. And he is told that he needs to have training, and that he needs her help to be able to find the Widowmaker. I believe this is our mysterious woman, and I believe the mysterious woman is Miss Johnson. But then the next morning, I think Brett actually finds that house. So again, pacing here would have helped spread that out. If it said a couple days later or something like that, that would have been cool. Or even an actual little training montage between him and this mysterious ninja lady, where she's training him up, because he's a sucky fighter right now, training him up and getting prepared, dishing out some information. I think that would have been really satisfying. But Bobby is taken to become a widow with Miss Johnson. And Miss Johnson takes her into a secret room in the house, and there's this thing there. And it kind of looks like a huge scorpion tail. It's very weird, a huge scorpion tail thing. If I saw that, I've been out, gone. No, I'm not. I don't care what you're offering me. I'm not going anywhere near that thing. And I'm just saying, nowhere near. And the art here is fantastic. I like it. So Brett suits up, breaks into the basement of the house, and this is where he sees girls trapped in a cage, and they're strapped into different machines. Now, really creepy. And the artist really conveys the horror of the situation. We get a panel of Brett's eyes, and just the look on his eyes, he conveys that thought that he is just bothered by this. And that's very well done. And when we see this hero's angst as the alarm starts sounding, and he has to run, and he goes, hey, if I don't get out, then I can't bring help back for you. I've got to go. And he's got to leave the girls behind in these cages. Wow. That's great. That was fantastic. Now we're right back to that fight scene that we started with. As the sirens are sounding, cops are coming, And there is a big reveal here at the end with a nice cliffhanger. And I'm not going to reveal it because you probably should go buy this one. And then maybe, I don't want to spoil anything for, issue 2. So, wow. The creative team has done very, very well. It's well done. I would like to see some pacing changes myself to make it seem longer between the different transitions. Add a little bit more of the training in for Brett. That would have been really satisfying. I think overall would have helped. But the art is fantastic. The writing is realistic. The hero has faults. He sucks at fighting. He doesn't always win because he sucks at fighting. At least that's what it looked like. And he had to make some hard choices. Hey, do you leave the girls there? Do you stay and try to free them? But he knew he had to go. He had to get out to help them. He had to make a hard choice. I like that. The villain acts evil. The villain is not portrayed as a good villain. It's evil. Evil is evil. That's good. The story, I think, is an important topic, and it's handled very well. It's just kind of in there, and we're not really, pointing at it like big neon signs. It's there, and you understand that. The colors fit the tone. It's very, very well done on the colors, and I think overall the comic is very well done. I like it. And I would definitely like to find out what happens next. Again, the team has a Kickstarter up right now for issue 2 of Cat and Mouse. So if you're interested, the link will be in the description below. And also, if you enjoy this review, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you here again in the long box.